Here's the Progressive News headlines for Wednesday, October the 7th. And don't forget, there's still time for you to request your absentee ballot. You can do that at unt.blue/ballot, unt.blue/ballot. That's our group Unite Blue that we work with. And they are helping everyone get their ballots, no matter what state you live in. I suggest doing it early. I just got a text from an anonymous friend saying she got her ballot in the mail. It had all the here's the information. Here's the thing to fill out. Here's here's where to send it. Here's the envelopes, blah, blah, blah. No ballot, no actual ballot in the mail-in thing. Now, she's in a blue state, and to her benefit, she called and the state said, we'll send you another one right away. So hopefully she gets that. I don't know. We're having Greg Palast on the show next week to discuss what's happening. But I'm hearing a lot of voter suppression techniques. I didn't hear that one, though, yet. It was new. Just sending out empty ballots was new to me. I'm waiting for my ballot. 30 days. I hope it's enough. All right, let's get to the news. Here's some images for you. I know you love the images. Let's hit it. Here we go. All right. Donald Trump has abruptly decided to order a halt to coronavirus relief negotiations despite widespread and growing economic suffering, hunger, and looming mass eviction crisis. The announcement came after Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell reportedly told the president that any compromise deal would likely be doomed to fail in the Republican-controlled chamber. McConnell publicly voiced agreement with the president's instructions to push off stimulus negotiations until after next month's election and focus fully on confirming right-wing religious zealot Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett, despite polls showing that even a majority of Republican voters want the Senate to prioritize another aid package. No es bueno, people. You can call Mitch McConnell, by the way, and tell him that our lives are at stake. Here's the phone number to give him a call, 202-224-2541, and demand that he call a vote on the HEROES Act passed by the House. Now, I don't know if you can see this. Let me make this a little bit bigger so you can get a look. Here's the tweet from Representative Don Bayer. Mitch McConnell told Trump to end the bipartisan talks on economic aid for American families. Trump did what he was told. Now he's trying to avoid being blamed for what he just did a few hours ago. He also crashed the stock market, which is slightly terrifying that one tweet can send an entire economy and, at least the stock market part of the economy into the tank. And now Trump is out there saying, if I'm sent a standalone bill for stimulus checks, $1,200, they will go out for our great American people immediately. I'm ready to sign now. And then he's blaming Pelosi, like, why didn't you get this on my desk? I mean, the man is insane. He was already insane, and now he's insane on steroids. Moving along. Renowned epidemiologist and former CDC chief, Dr. William Foge, is calling on the CDC's current director to publicly speak out about the Trump administration's catastrophic failure to combat the pandemic. He's also asking that he apologize for, caving to the White House's influence, even if it means risking his jobs. His demands come in a scathing letter to Dr. Robert Redfield, who was appointed by President Donald Trump. He calls on Redfield to set the course for how the CDC would now lead the country if there was no political interference, writing, "Don't shy away from the fact that this has been an unacceptable toll on our country. It is a slaughter and not just a political dispute." We'll be keeping our fingers crossed to see if this is happening, but I do like the strong language that was used. Climate campaigners are welcoming news that JP Morgan Chase is pledging to use its financing weight to push clients to align with the Paris Agreement and work toward global net zero emissions by 2050. Clearly, they're seeing the writing on the wall that even Chase won't be able to hold up under the, collapsing ecosystem. In a statement, the Stop the Money Pipeline Coalition said the fact that the world's biggest funder of fossil fuels feels compelled to make a pledge like this is a statement to the power of the movement for pushing financial institutions to clean up their act on climate. Activists also are calling for the biggest banker of fossil fuels. You know, they're saying the promise is not aggressive enough and it's too little, too late. And thanks a lot. And thanks for nothing. But anyway, let's move on with it. You know, we can't look back. We have to move forward. Chase has also provided over $250 billion in fossil fuel financing since the Paris Accord was adopted in 2015. So are they going to do it, or is it greenwashing? You can continue the fight for divestment from fossil fuel corporations at our good friends stopthemoneypipeline.com. Doing a lot of great work over there. Weeks after the Sunrise Movement launched a swing state mobilization campaign with a plan to reach more than 1.5 million voters before Election Day, climate campaigners are showing no sign of slowing down on their get out the vote efforts. And thank goodness for that. You need to get that ballot like ASAP right now in case something screws up, and then you have a little extra time to maybe get another one or wind up showing up in person. I don't know, waiting 8 hours in the line. Anyway, these common tactics used for decades by political strategists and politicians to encourage young people to vote by accusing them of being lazy and unengaged. Well, you know, that's from a 12-minute ad online rejecting those tactics. I think it's good to reject tactics. We need to outline the tactics they're using against us so that we can be aware, while young people are keenly aware of the issues facing their generation and are supportive of legislation to mitigate the planetary emergency. The ad argues that their attempts to get involved in politics are often thwarted by a system rife with voter suppression and mass disenfranchisement. I have the ad, but I also see that Professor Wolf is waiting for us in our electronic green room. So I'm going to encourage everyone to go over to Sunrise, the Sunrise Movement. They are playing it on their Twitter, and check out the ad for themselves. All right. Check it. The Women's March announced that it will host another nationwide feminist march this year, a critical response to Donald Trump's attacks on reproductive rights since the death of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. This year's march is organized in partnership with We Demand More coalition ahead of the election. In an announcement, the coalition said on Saturday, October 17th, masked women will be marching. Well, they didn't say masked, but I'm assuming because in the ad, they're masked. Women will be marching everywhere across the country to send an unmistakable message about the fierce opposition to Trump and his agenda, including the attempt to fill Ruth Bader Ginsburg's seat. Just as it did in 2017, the primary women's march will take place in Washington, D.C., where a planned 10,000 people will head from Freedom Plaza to the Supreme Court, and a coalition of organizations, including Black Feminist Future, Moms Rising, and our very own Vote Pro-Choice, will come together in support. You can go to womensmarch.com, find out how you can take part. You're watching ACT.tv. I'm Julianna Forlano. These are the progressive news headlines. If you like these, please hit the support buttons wherever, especially if you're watching on YouTube, because we're growing our channel there. We have just passed the 40,000 mark in just a little over, well, just a few months. So we're excited if you found us, and we'd be even more excited if you support us by clicking and sharing and subscribing if you're new. I'm Julianna Forlano. Find me on Twitter, find ACT.tv across platforms. Thanks for watching.